Hey there, this is Drew, owner of MrExtractor.com, and I'm here to do a breakdown video on our flavored cannabis terpene profiles. Exciting stuff. So, as a consumer and a manufacturer, I completely understand that you want to know everything that's going into your products and your body, which is exactly why I've taken all of my terpene profiles and put them into different categories based on what their ingredients are. So, first off, we have the organic line of products. We have an all-natural line of terpenes. We have a flavored line of terpenes and a modifier line of terpenes. Organic, all-natural, flavored, modifiers. I've done a video for each one. I highly recommend that you watch them all. Understand the differences, see what's right for your company. So for the flavored line of products, here we go. As with all products, cannabis is a new industry, but you really have to look towards other industries to understand where cannabis is going to go. It's not revolutionary like that. So when you go to a store and you're looking at soft drinks, for example, when you look at the basic ingredients of soft drinks, you're going to understand that there's basically water, carbonation, sugar, and some flavoring. But the difference between all of them is the flavoring. It's basically all water, sugar, and caffeine, and they're all different flavors. People really enjoy flavors. And they enjoy fruit flavors and artificial flavors. You buy drinks that we don't even know what that really is. It's just some name that they put on it, but people really enjoy that stuff. Look at all the different products out there. So people want to also vape things that do not taste like cannabis. Cannabis is great. I love cannabis, but people want to vape things like strawberry and blueberry and banana and bubblegum, things like that too. The problem is that THC is very highly oil-based, and it doesn't emulsify with water-based substances very well. It'll separate back out and it'll turn foggy. So how do you take a cannabis oil and make it taste like blueberries when there's nothing in a blueberry that's compatible with THC oil? One of the ways, the real only way at this time, is to use artificial ingredients, which is what we do. We keep all the artificial ingredients in its own product line, which is the flavored line, which is the line that I'm describing to you today. So how is it created? I take organic cannabis terpenes. Go ahead and watch the organic video. I take organic terpenes found in nature and combine them into a cannabis terpene profile. To that, I add artificial ingredients to infuse them with flavors like blueberry and bubblegum and strawberry. There you go, works perfectly. So one of the things that you're gonna notice about this is a lot of our bottles have separation. Our products, you'll have a bottle where you'll have the terpene profile and the artificial ingredient profile at the bottom. And I have ways that I can emulsify those two things together. A lot of people get a little thrown off by the fact that those two things are separate. I have components that I can use that will blend those two things together and stay in the bottle, but that is another ingredient that is not necessary to your vaping experience. It doesn't enhance the product any. It dilutes your product down so you get less of a value, and I'm adding chemicals into it. And I really don't agree with any of those things. So it's really a visual problem that people have when they look at the bottle. They say, oh, look, there's terpenes here and there's flavoring here and they're not mixed together. My pen's going to separate. That is not true. The pen will not separate. The reason I use formulas like that is, truthfully, it tastes the best. Our profiles are widely known to be the best profiles. While my company might not be the most popular in the world, our terpenes are definitely known to be the best tasting terpene profiles. The reason that I use profiles like in the flavored that separate is because it truly tastes better. And when I've created ones that all blend together, they just don't taste as good. And I think at the end of the day, it's the end user's experience that you're most concerned with, because those are the people that are going to be buying your product. So one of the ways that I would take those two layers and I would bring them together is by using an emulsifier, something like polyethylene glycol, which would just dilute your product down. But the interesting thing is, cannabis oil it's an emulsifier as well. So when you take our product and you mix it with your cannabis oil, your THC is going to emulsify the two and they will not separate back out. So you just have to understand, you shake the bottle, you mix it with your THC, it binds itself all together and will not separate. Some people have a hard time understanding it. It is what it is. So one of the other things you'll notice about our flavored profiles is the terpenes are clear and the flavoring is not. And that's a really interesting thing that we hear a lot about. People are like, I don't like the fact that the terpenes and the flavoring have color to them because I want my product to stay really clear. Here's the thing. Even though we're using artificial ingredients in order to create the flavored line here, we use as many natural ingredients as possible and supplement them with a small amount of artificial ingredients to make it work. Natural ingredients have color. Now, if you're going to another company and you're buying a strawberry flavored terpene profile, and it's clear, they're using only artificial, chemically created ingredients. That's the only way you can get a strawberry that is clear. It's going to be completely synthetic. Now, we do our best not to use synthetics. This is a little bit of a weird area. I've tried to make it really clear. I stay away from synthetics as much as possible. When I created the flavored line, I call it artificial ingredients, but the truth is the majority of things in there are natural ingredients. What we do use in there as a binder is a small amount of propylene glycol, because that's just how those things work chemically. I don't like it. We're trying to get away from it, but that's science right now. That's just where it is right now in the evolution of this product. So the majority of ingredients in our artificial line are all natural. We have a small amount of things that are not, which is why I just said, look, the whole thing's artificial, it's flavored. I just keep it that way. I don't want there to be any misunderstandings. But just so you understand, if you're buying the product, the reason that it has color is because there are a lot of natural ingredients in there. The reason it's separated is because I don't want to use emulsifiers, and you're going to be putting your own emulsifier in this product. If you're using it for THC purposes, your THC will emulsify it. It will not separate out, and it's not going to change the color any. I hope you can understand that. So try it out. One thing I tell everybody is that we differentiate our strains and our terpene profiles based on a category so that you know what's in them. But you also have to understand that while you may have your own standards and you particularly like something as a manufacturer, your customers may like something completely different. You have to think about what your customers want. I can tell you as a manufacturer, my product is in millions of different products across the country, has been for years. We sell equal amounts of the flavored, the all-natural, and the organic. And that means that consumers are buying them. There's been enough time in this industry, everybody's tried it, they wouldn't keep buying it. We would say, look, we only sell a ton of this. We sell them all equally, which means that consumers buy them equally, which means that you should stock them equally, regardless of what you think. Let your customer make the decision on their own. I highly recommend that you watch the other videos, the organic and the all natural and the modifier video and the flavor video. Watch them all, get an understanding of the differences, and then just try some out. Let your customers try it, because at the end of the day, they're going to pick what they like. It's just how it is. Thank you for watching. Make sure to go to MrExtractor.com if you're already not here, and try out a sample pack. Try some different things. We've got different sample packs. You can try all the different things. See how you like it. Appreciate you watching the video, and I'll see you in the next video.